Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy 1090 Jake, and I'm back at it again. Let's dive into this hip hop news and culture. And man, do we have some wild topics to unpack today. From Lil Durk's ongoing legal mess to Rod Wave's recent arrest, it's a jungle out here in the rap game, and I'm here to break it all down for you. First off, let's talk about Lil Durk. My man is in some serious hot water right now. The judge straight up denied his bail request because they think he's a danger to the community. Now, I ain't a lawyer, but it sounds like the feds got some heavy artillery lined up against him. They're claiming he's involved in a murder for hire plot, which is no small potatoes. This isn't just some petty crime we're talking about here. This is life and death, folks. And check this out. Lil Durk's lawyers are trying to argue that the evidence against him is flimsy at best. Listen, I get it. Every defense attorney wants to paint their client in the best light possible, but if the judge is denying bail, you gotta ask yourself, what do they know that we don't? This sealed evidence from Chicago must be something serious for them to keep him locked up like this. What's even crazier is that they say Lil Durk is running operations from behind bars. Like, come on, bro. You're in jail and you're still trying to run the streets. I'm not saying you gotta go out like a chump, but at some point, you gotta recognize when to lay low. Using 13 phone lines, that's just asking to get caught. The feds are probably listening in, taking notes like they're in a classroom, and it's not looking good for him. Now let's switch gears to his lawyer, Drew Finland. This guy is out here trying to convince the judge that the prosecution's case is weak. But here's the kicker. If the judge is looking at this sealed evidence and still thinks Durk's a threat, you gotta wonder what's really going on. I mean, it's like trying to convince your mom that you didn't break the vase when she saw you knock it over. You can talk all you want, but the evidence is right there, buddy. But yo, we gotta talk about Rod Wave now, cause this dude just can't catch a break. He got arrested recently for a situation that goes back to April. You know how quick people forget your name in this industry? But nah, Rod's got his own set of problems. Apparently, he got into a confrontation over some stuff being taken from his crib. Now, I don't know about y'all, but if someone's taking my things, we're gonna have a problem. But shooting at someone, that's a whole different level of escalation. And let's be real for a second, who hasn't had a messy breakup? It sounds like there might have been a girl involved too. You know how it is, tempers flare, emotions run high, and before you know it, you're caught up in a situation that could land you in jail. I'm sure he didn't mean to get caught up like that, but that's the game, right? One minute you're on top, the next you're in cuffs. It's wild out here. Now let's circle back to that gas station shooting. This dude shot another guy over a dispute about being in line. Like, are you serious? This is the kind of stuff that gives rap music a bad name. I get it, tempers can flare and people can be dumb, but if you're out here shooting people because you're impatient, you need to reevaluate your life choices. There are way better ways to handle conflict than pulling a trigger, and it's crazy to think that this is becoming a norm in our communities. But the real takeaway here, folks, is the importance of community safety. The speaker emphasized keeping your head on a swivel, and I couldn't agree more. We're living in a time where you gotta be aware of your surroundings, especially if you have kids. We're all one bad decision away from a life-altering situation. It's not just about you, it's about everyone around you. If you're out here claiming to be a gangster, be prepared to face the consequences. Life isn't a video game. There are no respawns. And let's not forget about the whole witness intimidation vibe that's going on. It's a dangerous game when you start threatening people who might testify against you. You think you're untouchable, but in reality, you're just digging your own grave. Not everyone is built for that life, and when push comes to shove, people will roll over to save themselves. It's just the reality of the streets, and it's a harsh lesson to learn. Now let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture of what's happening in hip-hop culture. We're seeing this pattern of artists getting wrapped up in legal troubles, and it's a sad state of affairs. It seems like every other week, there's a new headline about someone getting arrested or involved in some shady business. It's like we're living in a constant cycle of chaos. And at some point, we gotta ask ourselves, what's it all for? Look at the legends of the game, like Tupac and Biggie. They had their own issues, but they were also paving the way for a new generation. Now, it feels like we're stuck in a loop. Instead of pushing the culture forward, we're too busy dragging each other down. It's disheartening to see, and as fans, we gotta do better. We need to hold these artists accountable and support those who are trying to make a positive impact in the community. At the end of the day, hip-hop is about expression, storytelling, and bringing people together. But when we see these incidents of violence and crime, it tarnishes the legacy of the culture. We gotta do better, not just for ourselves, but for the future generation. We need to be role models and show that there's more to life than street cred and clout. I mean, think about it. How many of these artists are really living that life they rap about? A lot of them are just playing a role, and it's time to wake up. Let's focus on building each other up instead of tearing each other down. The streets don't love you back, and at the end of the day, it's you who has to live with the consequences of your actions. So, as we watch these stories unfold, let's keep our heads on straight. Support the artists who are doing good, call out the ones who are just creating chaos, and remember that we're all part of this culture. It's our responsibility to make it better, and with that, I'm out. Stay safe out there and keep it real, y'all.